Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Sunday, July 30th. We got a huge week coming up. Of course, August 1st is going to come on Tuesday. And while initially August 1st was going to be a very important day for the life of Bitcoin, everyone thought it will now be avoided. And the user-activated soft fork will not be the big event. And then the latest news that has come out is that there are attempts to hard fork Bitcoin into big blocks. We will talk about later towards the end. So this is a big week. You definitely want to stay on top of it. What you see right now in front of you is my website. I have not had time to update the content, but what I was doing and why this video came a little later than I normally do these videos is I really wanted to set up my calendar. So on the right side, I only try to post events that either I am speaking at, going to, or am interested in going to. Right from the top, I will be speaking at all of these events. Well, I think I'm speaking in Toronto on August 14th, where it's going to be a Bitcoin and Ethereum focused panels where we kind of discuss it. It should be very, very interesting event in Toronto. Straight from there, I'm going to head off to St. Petersburg, Russia. It is an ICO event, and I did explain to the conference my views on ICOs. They still wanted me to speak there, so I will be going there. After that, I'm heading straight back to New York, and I will speak at New York FinTech Week. I believe the first day is focused on blockchain, so I'm assuming I will be speaking on day one. And then in September, my European trip starts. I will be in about 4 to 5 countries. I will be speaking at all of them. I'm still in touch with several venues. The only one that's guaranteed is Finance 2.0 in Zurich. I will be trying to get in touch with the Blockchain Hotel event in Germany, and then all of these meetups that are going on. I'm actually not sure where this conference Kiev came from. I think I put it on my calendar like half a year ago. I need to check on this. I'm not sure what's going on there, so ignore that one. The trading show in New York, I'll still be in Europe, so I'll probably take that off my calendar. Of course, I will be at Hackers Congress, so definitely check that out. And I will be cutting my European tour by October 10th in order to speak at BlockCon in Santa Monica, California. So definitely keep an eye on my calendar to see where I will be, in my travels. All right. So the latest news is I finally got my miner set up. This is what I was doing all day today. This is the reason why I missed today in Bitcoin on the World Crypto Network. I was just really focused on getting it online. And obviously, well, for me, it's obvious. My miner was not a Bitmain miner. It was an Avalon miner through Canon. There are links to it in all of these videos. I am connected to Slush because that is my favorite pool, just for political reasons. Again, I am not mining for profit. I am mining because I believe in Bitcoin and I believe in keeping Bitcoin secure and decentralized. And I will only mine with hardware where I believe in. Like I want to personally boycott Bitmain, so I'm not going to buy their hardware, and I'm only going to mine with a pool that I actually like, and that's Slush. Okay, so I am mining with Slush pool. As you can see, my miner was online for about 4 hours. Now my miner is up in my cabin, and I got like family members over there, and I'm very limited on ampage of electricity, even though so if they're running the air conditioner or they're running the microwave or like they're cooking, I told them they can turn off the miner, they can turn it back on. By the way, setting up your miner in a very like small house with like a bunch of family members that have no clue what you're doing is probably the most frustrating experience I have ever had. Like between people that have no idea what I do and between people that think I'm about to burn the house down, even though the air conditioner at the cabin takes up more electricity and ampage. So anyway, so it'll be going in and out, but at least my second power supply came in. Anyway, watch the miner video. Oh, thank you so much, Paula Green. It was a lifesaver. The email that you sent helping me set up a second power supply. It was an amazingly detailed email. I had to like put a paper clip to fake the fact that it's not a computer. I mean, when I first read that email, I basically said, that's it, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sending back the power supply that I just bought from Amazon. I'm gonna, send back the miner. There's no way in hell I'm ever gonna do this. But the detailed instructions to add a second power supply that was not built for a miner, along with my power supply that was built for a miner, but not for US, but for Europe. I should do another mining video. It was incredibly frustrating setting up the miner, and the frustration was doubled because I'm not doing it in like my own place, and I'm doing it with like people that are scared that I'm about to burn down an entire, house. So, there's definitely a lot that can be talked about. All right, let's. But yeah, thank you for that. Huge thank you, Paula. All right, and her comments are like all over my YouTube videos, so helpful all the time. All right, I guess that's enough for my intro. Let's just jump straight into the comments. I'm already at 300 viewers. Okay, there you are. You're in the chat. I don't have anyone helping me with questions today, so please don't ask questions yet. Wait for my cue, and then hopefully. The chat won't scroll too fast for me. I've been able to get these videos down to 1 hour, and I'm gonna absolutely try and keep it that way. So let's get through the market so we can get to your Q&A. All right, here's the S&P 500. Nothing new to see here. My views on the market still stand. The only way you can possibly have an all-time high is if you only have 1 day to get out and preferably 1 hour to get out. The moment you have multiple days allowing you to get out at the all-time high, it cannot possibly be the all-time high. So if we look at look at the zoomed in version of this, here's our current situation. We hit the all-time high on Thursday. Ironically, I think this entire day had to do with Amazon earnings. Amazon earnings was a huge event. At the very top of the day on Thursday, at the very top of the all-time high, Jeff Bezos was richer than Bill Gates. I'm not sure if that made him the richest man in the world. I haven't seen the latest statistics. But and then Amazon started to pull back. Then Amazon earnings were not as great as people expected, and Amazon fell, and so did the market, but it clearly recovered. But look, if we really zoom in on this, this cannot possibly be the all-time high. You had 1, 2, 3 days to get out at the all-time high. That does not happen. I mean, maybe if the weekly chart looked something like the all-time high, then maybe, but most likely it's not. I had this red arrow for a pullback, and then we go up. It's possible that this pullback has already completed, and now we go up, okay? The only thing I have left to do is throw the numerical indicator on here. See, this candle here was possibly a significant high because not only it came on a 9, which is a sell indicator, and those that are new to my channel may not have any idea what I'm talking about with this indicator. So if you watch me long enough, you will know. And also, this is what the most people call me about the consulting service, and I'll mention that later on as well. Now is not the time in this part of the video. But so these 9s are sell events, and this could have been the all-time high because you only had 1 hour to get out. But then once we go back there, that's it. No longer the all-time high. And once we had this box, I did the same. We had a 9 right here, followed by a 13. I really wanted the 9 and a 13 to come on the same day, which could have been possible if the market had been a little bit stronger. Had this been a 9-13, somewhere up here in the 2500 range, I would have been screaming, sell the market for at least a short-term or to a medium-term pullback, because the 9 did not come. Because see, this 9 was not as strong of a sell signal as this other 9 was. You see how this 9 came on a huge up day and clearly an all-time high. This would have been a sell. If this 9 had a 13 below it, this would have been an even bigger sell. A candle like this, even if the perfect sell signal would be a 9 with a 13 on the same candle and a reversal candle. So this had 1 out of the 3 perfect sell signals, but it's still pretty good, okay? It was the 9, it wasn't the reversal candle, and it did not have a 13 on the same candle or a couple of candles prior. When all 3 of those things line up, I become a huge bear, because that means almost every technical analyst sees the same as I do on a sell. This is just a regular 9. It's not even a perfected 9. The 13 came after it. It's not at the high. It's already a couple of days pullback. So this 9 is not as scary of a sell versus a 9 up here in combination with the reversal candle with a 13 either prior or right on it. So after this 9, there is still some momentum. The count is still green. On the daily chart of the S&P, it's still bullish. Let's check out the weekly. Here is like the regular view without any numerics. I had this green arrow drawn. The green arrow has been viewed perfectly. The stock market is incredibly bullish. I remain bullish the stock market. I mean, if Trump is about to get impeached for one thing or another, I will become insanely bearish the stock market. One of the reasons the politicians will not be interested in impeaching Trump is because they will immediately realize that their entire retirement accounts are going to crash. All of these guys are not only invested in the stock market, they are insider trading the stock market. So they have to be sophisticated enough to short the shit out of the market before trying to impeach Trump. And that's what you have to worry about. One of the bigger problems in all of politics is the fact that insider trading laws do not apply to politicians. They do not apply to the congressman. They can insider trade whatever the hell they like, okay? Meanwhile, Martha Stewart goes to prison for insider trading. This is completely ridiculous, but let me digress. So on the weekly chart, we're still bullish. This is a reversal candle. I have to move my arrows out of the way. They're a little too good, and they're blocking my candles at this point. That was a little joke. I'm really not that good, guys. But I've been just getting lucky this year. So this is a reversal candle at a high, but it needs to be like way clearer than that. Do we have anything on this? No, we did have a 9 right here. We did have a 9-13-9. The 9-13-9 is a sell signal. There was definitely a short trade, or at the very least, a take profit trade on this 9. This is what I'm talking about. A 9, 13, and a 9. Now, if this 9 came up here on a reversal doji like this, I would have been a little more bearish. But even this 9, the next day, did give you a bit of a pullback. And very often, these 9s have a 1 to 4 day pullback, and then we go higher. So this 9 has just started another 13 count to the upside. This 2 right here last week told you there is a long trade on the table. If this 9-13-9 was to lead to a bear trend, it would have happened already. I would have expected it to at least come down to the 50-day moving average. The weekly chart of the S&P 500 is very strong, okay? This 9-13-9 sell is already back to a bullish trend. The bear did not work out. As of last week, you can safely go back into stocks. Like I probably should do that in my retirement portfolio. I was trading earnings. I will not make another trade. I should probably just dump all of it into SPY or VOO in my self-directed 401k. Bullish the stock market here. Gold. Gold remains a bit difficult to call. The moment it starts to look really, really bearish, it reverses. The moment it starts to look very, very bullish, it reverses again. I am not a believer in gold. I don't think gold is going to go up all too much. On this daily chart, you had divergence telling you that this top right here back in June is not very likely to last. We went all the way down and we made a slightly lower low than the low a few months earlier. The momentum indicators did not show you divergence. They were either flat or with the low. I am not expecting the current high on the daily chart to get above the previous high. Of course, it could. If it does, I will go bullish the daily chart. I know this seems counterintuitive, and was it possible to catch this low? So based on what you see here, it would have been very difficult to catch this low, but not impossible. Your RSI went from an overbought to an oversold. So right here, there is sign that a reversal is possible in the cards. You also had a reversal candle right here. This is a hammer. This is a very clear hammer. And I don't know if I was on top of this daily hammer. I hope I was, but it's very clear that a couple of days later, once it starts to go up, there could be, a bullish trend. Now, I don't have a green up arrow, so that means I probably missed it. I don't have time to go back to these videos of early July, but if somebody wants to and fact check me, that's fine. I have a feeling that I missed it. Otherwise, there would be a green arrow right there, unless I deleted the arrow because it was in the way. I honestly don't remember. Was there another reason to go bullish? Absolutely, there was. This 9 right here. I hope I was looking at this indicator, and this 9 would have told me that if you were short, this is definitely the day to take your profits. This 2 right here is a potential go long play. And this 9 right here on the daily, 725, 5 days ago, is telling you to take your profits. Take your profits, look for a 1 to 4 day pullback, and then if it gets worse, then it'll definitely go to another red 9. Not definitely, but most likely. When that didn't happen, you could have entered long just based on this indicator at the very top 3 days ago. I think this is already today's candle, right? So 2 days ago on Thursday evening, you could have gone long, or you could have waited till Friday. So right now, this indicator is telling you to be bullish gold. How this week goes, as long as these numbers remain green, you could be in the trade, and you could have entered this trade at the top of this candle where number 2 is, or at the somewhere in the middle of this candle where the 3 is. Okay, that's where you could have entered it. But now your daily RSI is starting to get overbought, and the MACD isn't doing much. I know these aren't like easy to see on my zoom in, but I guess I'm used to it. Here's the weekly chart. And I've always been bearish the weekly chart because I trusted this declining trend line. And everything is bearish to me on the weekly chart. However, we have to acknowledge the fact that last week I did not expect it to close above this trend line, and I expected this daily 9 to be enough, along with the trend line, to seriously pull gold down. Gold is showing us on the weekly chart that it's being more resilient. But once again, we are still lower than the previous 2 weekly close peaks. And we have a resistance line in the Fibonacci. If gold can close on a weekly chart above 1280, I will then have this triple top situation, and I will then start to be more bullish gold going up. But this week has just started. Let's see if it can happen. We had 1 week already where we closed above the trend line, and then the following week it was looking amazing, and then boom, we closed back below the trend line. So 1 week does not make a trend. Is this a breakout of this triangle, and is it possible Tone Vase has been wrong about sub 1,000 gold prices? Yes, it's possible. I am not yet ready to give up on my view that gold will go sub 1,000. But if this week is a nice positive week, I may be open to changing my mind. Okay. All right, oil. Let's close gold here. Again, oil has been hitting the bottom and the top of my declining channel for months now. It's been doing it since end of February, though I wouldn't have drawn the channel then, right? I would have only drawn the channel about a month or two ago. And if we zoom in on it, oh wait, I closed the gold chart. I forgot to throw the numerical indicator on it. Let me bring it back here. Is this the daily or the weekly? That looks like the daily. Let me get the weekly back real quick. Hey guys, don't ask your questions yet. I will get the Q&A in a minute. I'm at 450 live viewers. And let me just throw in the numerics real quick. I know everybody wants me to get to Bitcoin, and I will. So the numerical indicator was bearish until this week. So what you're looking for is the moment this week starts trading above last week. So so if I do go, I think I already closed. So here it is, right? So the moment today's candle gives you a higher high than Friday's candle. What was the high on Friday's candle? The high on Friday's candle was 1270.82. The high in overnight in okay, so it's already higher. I would wait till Monday. I mean, don't trust Sunday night gold prices, okay? I would wait till Monday. If sometime Monday afternoon gold is trading above 1271, it becomes a potential bull play on the long-term weekly scale. But be careful because it already had a bunch of good weeks in a row. All right. Oil, it's at the top of the channel. I'm expecting it to reverse, but this is not a reversal candle. Let's see if oil can break out. It's the end of the summer. I guess it was a little bit hotter than usual. I am not very bullish oil. The numerical indicator is telling you that oil could have been a buy 2 weeks ago right here on this 2. At the moment this 2 candle started trading above the 1 candle, it was a buy. And then last week, it would have been a great buy off of it. I really hope I mentioned it in prior videos. If I didn't, I apologize. I should have. But under the same logic, oil would have also been a buy on this 2 candle, and that would have been a pretty bad trade. Same thing right here. It would have been a buy on this 2 candle, and it also would have been a pretty bad trade, okay? So not every indicator works 100% of the time, okay? So keep that in mind. So, and it obviously works for some things better than others. You also have to cross-reference it against the daily candles. The euro continues, I think, close to an end here. I think the euro has been an unprecedented run. I mean, I've been always bearish the euro. I have been putting in these green candles. We've actually made the target of this latest green candle way earlier than I expected. We have the 200-week moving average. We're on a 7. So maybe 2 more weeks when we get to a 9 on the euro, and hopefully it'll come on a reversal candle, and there could be a reversal. If this 200-day moving average does not hold up the price, the euro could go all the way to 1.2 against the US dollar. But in the long run, I am not very bullish euro. Of course, I will be doing my little European tour soon, so maybe I'll change my mind on the situation in Europe. So we'll see. Also been a little too busy to keep up with my economics. But technicals are still calling up. You have a little bit of resistance of the 200-day moving average, and we'll see how it goes. All right, Bitcoin time. I think I started this video 10 minutes into the hour. So, oh, wow, I'm already at 25 minutes, and I do want to get to your questions. All right, so here's Bitcoin. The only story I'm going to talk about is, of course, Coinbase and the hard fork. Please watch my previous video for additional news on BTCE. And there was a lot of news last time. Okay, here are the weekly candles. I'm already zoom in. I know I have a lot of new viewers, but I mean, here's the zoomed out version. Let's not clutter it. Here. Oh, not zoomed out enough. Here's the zoomed out version. To some people, this looks like a bubble, but it does not look like a bubble to me. Whoa. move that back. This does not look like a bubble to me. Like that's a bubble, that's a bubble. The current situation does not look anything like that. To me, it's not a bubble. We just had an amazingly great week and we're not even at all-time highs. I'm expecting this to go up and up and up and up in the very near future. So let's jump into it by zooming in. I got to find a time and go back and fill in, you know, major events in Bitcoin on this weekly chart. By the way, I am looking into interns. I think I have a way to getting some interns, and hopefully I can free up my time to be more productive with my analysis. Okay, I'm going straight to my numerical indicator because there really isn't anything else on this chart. So this week is about to close. This week will close in 1.5 hours, and I am 99% confident we will not be trading above 2,938. If we are trading above 2,938 in the next hour and a half, which I'm pretty sure we will not, Bitcoin will then be a buy on the long-term chart, which is huge. The last time Bitcoin was a buy on the long-term chart was, I can tell you the exact price. The price was $12.29. The last time this indicator said buy Bitcoin was at $12.29, and then it said to sell your Bitcoin sometime on this day where it reached all-time high. And I know I mentioned it on like literally at the very, very top. That's when I started using this indicator publicly. I've always kept an eye on it privately, though not in the last couple of years because I'm an idiot as usual. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about these details. Please check my Twitter. I talked about like how it's doing buys and sells. I will start tweeting again these prices because it's going to be huge. Next week, I am home. I am not going anywhere. Every day as of tonight, I am in my apartment for the next 5 days, and I will have lots of content. I'll probably get Jimmy back on. I will move my Bitcoin fork and split show to the World Crypto Network, where we will bring Jimmy. We will talk about it. And I'll be doing a bunch of tweets. I will stay on top of this content. And maybe I'll do a few more shows focused on Bitcoin, especially on August the 1st. Okay, let's talk prices. So here we go. So what did this 9 tell us? This 9 told us expect a 1 to 4 week pullback and then possibly higher prices, kicking off a 13 count from below, okay? Another thing it said was it's possible that this 9 can lead to a total reversal and breakdown. And on this number 3, this was the short play telling you that, holy shit, this 9 can bring about the $1,200 price. So there was a short play here that could have made people a bunch of money. But if you stuck with the short play, last week it told you that you've made a mistake and it's time to take your losses and go back to cash, okay? So what is it telling us now? So the new candle is about to start, okay? So when the new candle starts, we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it 1 backwards. Then I'm going to take a look at this candle, and the closing price was 25.0228. So I'm going to double click on this green line and I'm going to go 25.0228 and 25.02.28. Okay. And I will extend it 1 more bar. And there we go. Okay. So if next week stays above this little green line, we're going to get a green 3 that keeps us in the bullish trend. But this too is not telling you to buy yet. What we are looking for is next week. Next week, the moment we start trading above 2,825 on Bitstamp, so adjust for your exchange accordingly. On Bitstamp, once we start trading above 28.25, to me, Bitcoin becomes a buy on a long-term scale, looking for another one of these 8-week runs into the 9. It would be a 7-week run into the 9, which would actually be perfect, okay? I am looking for a 7-week run in Bitcoin all the way. Well, let's not get greedy here. I know that like, oh, all we have to do is go right here where my mouse is, and holy shit, Bitcoin is at $6,000, right? Let's not get greedy, okay? If Bitcoin goes to between $4,000 and $5,000, I will be insanely happy. If Bitcoin goes to $10,000, I will be partially happy. I will be happy that I'll make some money, but I will be nervous that some kind of a big crash is coming. Sometimes slow and steady is very good, okay? So, and I'll talk about my news in a second. Let's look at the daily chart, okay? And then I'll probably get back there. Let's look at the technicals on a daily. What's the daily telling us? So the daily is also on a green count. Again, I'm zoomed in. I know I have a lot of new viewers. Let me just zoom out real quick, and I do want to get to your Q&A and keep this video under 1 hour. So got plenty of challenges here. Let's quickly zoom this out. Okay, just so people can see where my trend lines and Fibonacci lines are coming from. Okay, so that's that giant triangle. Zoom out a little bit more. I've had this chart for a long time. I've had this chart for years, going back to the 2015 days. You can probably look at those old articles at Cointelegraph to find it. Okay. So obviously, if we look at momentum, we are fine. We are not overbought. We are coming off at almost oversold. If we look at the MACD, we went and we turned, and now we're going up. We are coming up on some resistance, though I don't think that's going to do much. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Now you guys see where my lines are coming from. The purple is the big overall channel. The green is a channel. I thought Bitcoin price would stay at the top of the purple channel, kind of like the way it stayed in the bottom of the purple channel. And I just used other relevant highs and lows around the purple channel to give me something. We are actually even stronger than I thought Bitcoin would be at this stage of the game. Okay, now we're going to zoom in all the way. This was a pretty serious triangle. We were all hoping it would bust out to the upside. It head faked us, busted down to the downside, and then it reversed, okay? Let me throw the numerical indicator on this, and I know I explained this correctly. There was a 9 right here, and I was telling everyone to buy at the bottom of the green channel. Well, don't really listen to me. I was telling myself mentally that this was a buying opportunity, okay? So let me not like get like in trouble here by saying that I told everyone to buy. I just tell people what I think and what the technicals are, and what you do with your own money is up to you. Don't blame me if you lose it all, but I don't trade Bitcoin, and the reason I don't trade Bitcoin is because I would not have this impartial analysis if I did. I trade traditional markets with options, and I think Bitcoin is about to get an options market, and I will be very tempted to arbitrage the options market. I got to talk to LedgerX and see what they actually have. I also have to talk to LedgerX to see if they know what they're doing. Because if I talk to them and I know options better than they do, I'm going to get very, very nervous about their intent to give us options. Okay. So is this numerical indicator that I use telling us to buy Bitcoin on a daily chart? And the answer is no, it is not. Well, over here, when you had the green 1, it told you that the short trade off of this 2 needs to be put back into cash. That this candle did not go above this candle, and this candle did not go above that candle. So the daily, this indicator on the daily chart is not telling me to go long yet. Tomorrow it might. So let's see. But I am leaning bullish Bitcoin at this point. But this is in cash. This indicator is telling me to stay in cash. And this indicator is also telling me to stay in cash. So, but tomorrow everything will change. We're going to have a new weekly candle. Even tonight, we're going to have a new week as of 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern time, in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Everything flips. We have a new weekly candle that can tell us to go long term within an hour. We're going to have a new daily candle that can tell us to go long daily within an hour. All the ducks can fall into place tonight, overnight, and I think that they will. okay? And I'm going to talk about why in a minute. Let me briefly mention Litecoin. Not much is going on here, really. I think Litecoin could be, Litecoin might hurt. Boom, Litecoin was on a bullish trade according to this indicator, and now it's telling you to take a cash position. Litecoin did not move at all this week. I mean, this whole August 1st Bitcoin thing has gotten everybody like flat. Bitcoin has been flat. Litecoin has been flat against Bitcoin. Everyone's waiting for a resolution, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, okay? Oh, I see someone in the chat telling me to learn Ichimoku clouds. I tried learning Ichimoku clouds. I didn't like it. It's not as I mean, I hate Elliott waves. I'm not going to go as far as saying I hate Elliott. I hate Ichimoku. When I learned technical analysis, I never learned Ichimoku, and then I was trading. When you're a trader for 10 to 15 years and you've never used a certain analysis, you know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't teach me Ichimoku clouds and have me like it. I've watched this 9 indicator for over 10 years. I am very comfortable with it. I can't see myself learning Ichimoku clouds. Just a little sidetrack. Okay. This one is going to hold within the hour, and your Litecoin chart telling you are no longer bullish and you should be in cash. That is the weekly long-term Litecoin chart. Here is the daily Litecoin chart. And the reason I love this indicator on the daily Litecoin chart is because it told you to sell right here at the top, and it told you to sell right here at the top, and it told you to buy right here at this bottom circling right here. And we haven't had anything since. We were short. We made it down to a 7, and now the colors are flipping again. So we don't have anything. I did draw this red arrow all the way back here. I am expecting Litecoin to bounce. Not looking at this indicator. So let's see if I'm right with these arrows that I drew like a month ago or whatever. Okay. Not much to say on Monero. I thought Monero would be a great beneficiary of the Mt. Gox exploit that you can track Bitcoins. And I talked about it on other shows. People can track Bitcoin. And I thought that the Monero people and Dash people and all these other Anon coins would take advantage and start spreading the FUD that Bitcoin is very trackable and you need to use anonymous currency. But they clearly didn't do that. So I don't know. It's at a moving average. It's at the weekly 50-day. If Monero does break down, the numerical indicator did tell you to go short. This triangle is telling you to go long. The 50-day moving average is telling you it's at support. So huge conflicts between all of my different favorite indicators. I don't know. I mean, Monero is probably in cash. It depends what you trade. If you're consistent in your trading, you would stick to what you like. I still think Monero has a chance of going up against Bitcoin because of the fungibility stuff, and people are gonna, blame Bitcoin for not being fungible enough, and it needs more anonymity. All right, back to Bitcoin. Let me talk about Coinbase, and let me talk to you what I think about August 1st, and then I'll go to your questions. I have about 25 minutes left in the video. Okay. So let's talk about what I think for price next week. I am taking it 1 week at a time. Okay. So my view on price next week, I think that Bitcoin Cash is dumb, and it's pretty much a scam coin. It's a useless, centralized scam coin. Okay. People seem to think that they're smart enough to sell their BCC coins and significantly increase the number of their Bitcoin. Very few people will get a chance to do that. I personally think that BCC is dead on arrival. BCC price. I don't even know what the futures are trading at these days. Oh, should have been more clear. God, BCC is going to be a disaster. What is this? I don't know what that is. Where's CoinMarketCap? Here we go. Oh my God, it has fallen to $328. God, guys, you will be lucky if this thing is $3 by the end of August 2nd. Okay, no one cares for this thing. It's complete and utter nonsense. It's another tool designed to separate you from your Bitcoin, and you gotta realize who the fool at the table is. Okay, you're competing with people that really know what they're doing. If you're sending your Bitcoin to via BTC, I mean, I would never trust via BTC with my Bitcoin. I would rather, if you asked me a month ago, who would I trust with my Bitcoin, BTCE, Alphabay, or via BTC? Alphabay would have been at the top. BTCE would have been a second. And look, they're both gone, and all your Bitcoin is gone. And a month ago, I would have told you straight up, whoa, BTCE and Alphabay are way more trusted with your Bitcoin than giving them to via BTC. Are you crazy? So the only option you have is to grab your Bitcoin, make sure you have the private keys, and then immediately sell them. Not sell them, sorry, immediately convert for your Bitcoin Cash. Is it B? I call it BCS, the Bitcoin Cash Scam. Okay, immediately convert it to your BCS coins, and you gotta sell them. But there are issues, right? Not everyone knows how to mess around with private keys. Okay, there is a way higher probability you're gonna screw up and you're gonna lose your Bitcoin. You start messing around with your cold storage, you might lose those coins. Okay, you might make a mistake. There are hackers waiting for you to be doing this. Okay, so you got to be real careful. All right. So that's kind of my view on it. I don't think anyone is going to be mining on this thing. Look, via BTC is giving people the option. I thought they were going to mine it. I thought Bitcoin.com was going to mine it. They're just playing you the fool. Okay, look, via BTC has their own miners. Antpool has their own miners. Bitcoin.com has their own miners. The people that are mining Bitcoin, they're not gonna switch their hash power to this mess, right? It's like a famous person saying, "Hey, you need to do this," but you don't know if they're going to do it, right? I mean, look, imagine if Bitmain and via BTC and Bitcoin.com, they convince half of their fanatic users to mine the Bitcoin Cash scam. They move all of their mining power to it. Bitcoin Cash gets like 10 to 15% of the mining power on this chain. Do you know what you're doing? You just gave all of the real Bitcoin miners across the world a 15% chance to mine the next block. Yes, the next block will take 15% longer to mine, but you're not competing to mine it. So if you have, for example, 3 people mining Bitcoin, just 3 people, it's early days, you have 3 people mining Bitcoin, right? And it takes exactly 3 minutes to find the block. I'm just doing the math simple, okay? Or it takes exactly, it takes exactly 3 minutes to find the block, all right? For these 3 miners. So each one is contributing 1 minute worth of hash power, okay? 2 of the miners convinced the third one, because the third one's a fool. 2 of the miners convinced the fool, hey, Bitcoin is gonna fork. We're gonna go and mine that fork. So that the fool goes, okay, I'm gonna do that too. You fork the chain, the fool goes and mines the altcoin. The other 2 guys stay on Bitcoin chain. Yes, the next block will not take 3 minutes. The next block will take 4 minutes or longer because a third of hashing power has just left the network. That's fine. The next block will only take 4 minutes for those 2 people to mine. But guess what? The competition is now 50-50. There's a 50% chance you're going to get the Bitcoin reward, even though it's going to take a minute longer. So what? You have a 50-50 chance of getting that next block of real Bitcoin, not 1/3 of a chance like you did before. This is a complete, hey, little clap to them if they can pull it off, if they can utilize their hype machine and their news machine to get people to mine this crap when they continue to mine real valuable Bitcoin. So let's see how many people start mining this. You're basically removing yourself from competition, okay? Good luck. So to me, the hash power on this will immediately be low. And look, and it's even to their advantage. If Bitmain has, let's say, 25% of all hash power, and they convince you that they're going to mine this thing, and they put 2% of their hash power onto it, as long as if the rest of the world adds another 10%, they're going to make more money. They're going to take a 2% hash rate loss, but they're going to have a higher chance of getting the next block. They will make up for that loss. This is like you're paying some money in order to make more money, okay? It's a complete misdirection. So good luck to you. I think this is crazy. Now, and I'm going to tie this right into Coinbase, okay? And then I'll turn on my camera for Q&A. So I tweeted this out earlier, and people seem to, I mean, I troll Coinbase a lot. I mean, there's a reason why Brian Armstrong has me blocked on Twitter. I troll him a lot because I don't like that company. I really don't. I think they're doing a disservice to Bitcoin. When people are sending Bitcoin transactions from Coinbase, it's taking almost 24 hours in some cases to get that Bitcoin. It's taking 24 hours to get a notification that your Bitcoin is being sent. That has nothing to do with the blockchain. So basically, you have a Coinbase wallet, okay? Here's the difference. There's a lot going on here, though. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. All right? This was my tweet. I said, why the F did they get into the blockchain business? They're more like PayPal 0.9. They're not even as good as PayPal, okay? Here's the message. In advance of the upcoming potential hard fork, we are processing a large volume of outgoing Bitcoin transactions. Recent or new outgoing Bitcoin transactions may be delayed by up to 12 hours as we process this backlog. This has nothing to do with the Bitcoin blockchain, okay? There was another message from Coinbase implying that the blocks are full. That was complete bullshit, okay? Here's what happens. You request Bitcoin from Coinbase, and it's taking them 12 hours to send this Bitcoin to the address you want it to go to. The moment the Coinbase hits send, you will get it confirmed within 10 to 20 minutes. But it's taking them 12 plus hours to actually send the Bitcoin. This is a problem on Coinbase's end. Let's rationally talk about this situation. Coinbase, it has a GDAX exchange. They have where people trade with each other. They have their Coinbase exchange where they sell and buy Bitcoin from users. And they have a wallet. This tells me that Coinbase has no clue how to run a Bitcoin wallet. Coinbase should give people the option, Coinbase Bitcoin wallet or Coinbase the bank. It sounds like Coinbase the wallet is the Coinbase bank. And that means is I don't want to say they're running a fractional reserve because they're probably not running a fractional reserve. Here's what they're doing. The majority of the coins is in cold storage. If your Coinbase wallet has, let's say, 5 Bitcoin, 4.5 or more of that Bitcoin is in cold storage. So if you withdraw a bunch of your Bitcoin, this is me speculating, by the way. I have no idea about the inner workings of Coinbase. But the only reason why it would take them 12 hours to send you the Bitcoin, KYC, AML don't take this long, guys. We've had technology for years. The only reason why it would take this long is because Coinbase probably only had 10% of Bitcoin available for withdrawal, period. The rest is sitting in cold storage. And whenever they blow through the open reserve in their hot wallet to send it around, they have to then take Bitcoin out of cold storage to provide another basket of liquidity for people's transactions. This is why Coinbase is a terrible wallet. That's not how Bitcoin is supposed to work. Now, you may say, well, how come it takes them this long to move Bitcoin out of cold storage? And I say, well, it should really take at least 24 hours plus, because BitPay didn't take any precautions moving Bitcoin out of cold storage, and they got social engineered for $5 million. Mt. Gox didn't take very much precaution on their cold storage, and it was hacked from them. So Coinbase is just doing a terrible PR. All they have to do is, we have very high security standards. All of your wallets, you don't have immediate withdrawal of all of your Bitcoin in your hot wallet, but they should give the users the option. Okay, I don't know how Coinbase works. I've never used them. Okay, but what I'm telling you, this sounds like they have a bulk of their Bitcoin in cold storage, and you just don't have access to all of your Bitcoin immediately. And this is in a way a good thing, because it means that they're probably being responsible. I do not subscribe to the conspiracy theory that they've, running a fractional reserve. They're just running a hot to cold storage reserve. Again, just my opinion. But this is terrible. They need to specifically say, are your Bitcoin in cold storage? Are your Bitcoin in a hot wallet? Okay. And they need to tell you that it will take at least 24 hours, 48 hours. It will take a week to get your Bitcoin out of cold storage. This is the price you pay for securing, for having them properly secure your Bitcoin. This is probably a price that they pay because of insurance companies, right? Coinbase has insurance. If the insurer knows what they're doing when it comes to Bitcoin, the insurer probably mandates that they don't do a BitPay and give half of their cold storage away, or however BitPay gave away. Anyway, so this is the story of Coinbase. And Coinbase has made it clear, which again, I think is a stupid decision. I think Coinbase should take the responsibility and split the coins into Bitcoin Cash scam if it's a big enough movement. They don't have to give them to you, but they have to kind of give you or tell you, hey, we have your private key. If Bitcoin Cash has X amount of hash power a week after they try to fork, and if it's above a so-and-so price, making it economically useful, we will then split your cold storage for you. That's what they should have done. They could have prevented this whole exodus. This is how silly this is. All Coinbase had to say, we do not believe that Bitcoin Cash scam is gonna work. However, if you leave your Bitcoin in our cold storage and in 1 month, you lock up your Bitcoin in your vault, in 1 month, in 1 week, if the Bitcoin Cash scam is viable, we will then give you your stuff. We will then give you the forked coins, okay? And they would dedicate an engineer, and they can even charge you a fee, okay? But this way, they probably wouldn't have this mass exodus, because people think they're going to get free money. Free money. There's no such thing as free money, guys. No such thing as free money. It's like, free money. Let me get my coins out of Coinbase. And but though it's kind of great, you're exposing their business model, which I believe keeping all of the coins in cold storage with, like, having time to move it. Okay, I think I had like a bunch of questions came in on email. All right, guys. Hey, I got to get the Q&A. So start throwing in your questions. Use the word capital word question. Throw my name in there. I don't have anyone that's helping me to compile questions right now. I'll try to get through a bunch of them really quickly. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching us on the World Crypto Network. It's getting a lot of subscribers. It's getting a lot of views. I was just in San Francisco. I was there with Thomas Hunt. I was there with Vortex. We brainstormed a lot about how to make the World Crypto Network the most popular and the best crypto channel in our space. And that's what we're going to work on. And we will try to bring that to you guys. Okay. Thank you for supporting that channel. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you, private clients. I have to get back to a lot of you. If you've sent me emails this week about setting up a private client appointment, my consulting rate is 0.1 Bitcoins per hour. I'm keeping that rate as is. This entire week, I am available for these consulting calls. I know I have to get back to many of you. If you don't hear from me within the next 12 hours, please send me another email. Please follow up. I have a huge backlog of emails I got to get through, okay? A couple of people just send in their questions. I think I've answered some with my views on what to do. I personally am not going to care about the Bitcoin Cash. I am in possession of my private keys, okay? If this Bitcoin Cash scam is viable in a month, I'll go and split. My best guess, this thing will be worth under $5 by end of next week, probably by end of Wednesday, okay? I'm not even sure they're going to split. I think it's another bluff. I don't even think anyone's going to run that nonsense code. Anyway, we'll see what happens, all right? Next, what did I, oh yeah, let me just glance at an email real quick. A person sent a couple of really good questions, and I was thinking about answering them just right on camera real quick, and these emails get lost. Like if I don't reply to an email within an hour or two, it like gets lost in my email. And so if I don't get back to you people, I really need assistance. I need interns. If I don't get back to you, it's not that I ignored you. I probably just meant to answer and didn't answer, and then it got lost somewhere in the back. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Sorry about that. Oh man, I really should have been more ready. Anyway, I know people are asking me questions, and this is one of the reasons why I'm charging a consulting fee, because I just can't answer everybody's questions. I just don't have that kind of time. Sorry, I meant to answer this person's email, and they wanted to keep their name confidential. So, but I forgot where that email was already. Like sending me questions and not hiring me as a consultant. I mean, look, you get what you pay for, right? I mean, no offense. I do these videos. I provide all my information. If you're sending me questions about, hey, Tone, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And you're not paying anything, I'm actually going to start like ignoring those emails, because that will become my life. And it's hard to gauge my attention that way. All right. Those that are hiring me for consulting get very quick priority on my time and value. All right. Same thing goes for ICOs, right? I mean, all these ICOs are like, hey, can you help us with an ICO? I'm like, no. Like, no. If you want to pay the consulting rate, that's fine. But like, you're not going to like my answers. So there you go. A little self-plug there. All right, questions. Do you see Litecoin to Bitcoin ratio increase with the value of a Bitcoin? Well, I talked about this, right? I don't. Okay, here's what I see. I forgot to say the most important part. Sorry, guys. I know some people like go away once the Q&A starts, and that's fine. So you're about to miss this. What do I see? Bitcoin got stagnated. Just these big blockers. They just don't want Bitcoin to go up in price. They just don't want it. I don't know why. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? I don't know why. I can't explain it. Bitcoin would be upwards of $5,000 right now, easy. I mean, I can't prove it, but I'm like staking my reputation on the line here. The moment Bitcoin gets momentum, hard fork, Bitcoin crashes. The moment it gets momentum, hard fork, Bitcoin crashes. Here we go again. Bitcoin had like the greatest day when SegWit got activated, when SegWit got, everyone was signaling SegWit. And then hard fork, we need a fork. Boom, flat. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. This Bitcoin Cash scam is going absolutely nowhere. Sometime on August, and by the way, the more you guys chase this bullshit, the more you're suppressing Bitcoin. You don't get free money. You don't get free money anywhere. You have to get lucky, okay? Once this Bitcoin Cash scam becomes irrelevant next week, Bitcoin will shoot up. I'm looking at $4,000 to $5,000. Unless there is another hard fork, coming, unless someone bigger, right? Unless another bigger name than Roger Ver starts pushing for a hard fork, you know, you ain't getting that 4K, right? So I think it's just going to shoot up when this nonsense is found to be irrelevant. And I'm looking for that 9 count on the weekly chart. That 9 count will probably come at the end of September. I don't know how high Bitcoin is going to get at the end of September, but I'm expecting it to be high. 4,000, 5,000, hell, 6, 7, 8. There is no ceiling between now and the end of September. And at the end of September, it's going to stop and it's going to fall. And you're hearing it right here first. It's gonna stop and it's gonna fall. And the reason is because the same big blocker fools are gonna try to hard fork Bitcoin in October, in November. They're gonna go back to the 2x agreement. They're gonna start saying how everybody promised and we need to hard fork Bitcoin. So wherever the price of Bitcoin is, if Bitcoin is at an all-time high on September 30th, and I start to hear drum beats for the 2x of SegWit 2x, I will be the first one on this channel saying it's time to take your profit, because guess what? They're about to take the price down again. Now, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I do not believe that they're going to take the price down in order to accumulate more Bitcoin. I think they're going to take the price down because they actually think that this is good for Bitcoin. And no matter what the price tells them, they don't believe it. They don't believe it. It's basically like a person that loves gold that puts out news when gold price goes up and drops it down. It's amazing how in gold this doesn't happen, but in Bitcoin it does. It's like the price goes up. What can we say to stop this momentum? That we believe in Bitcoin so much that we need to stop it from going up. Even the gold promoters don't do that. Jeez. Anyway, all right, let's get to your question. Litecoin and Bitcoin, I covered it earlier. I think it's going to happen the way I'm expecting it to happen. People are going to give up on Bitcoin cash scam within 48 hours, and Bitcoin will like shoot up and leave Litecoin in the dust in relation to Litecoin. So right now, I am not a fan of Litecoin. I have a bunch of Litecoin in donations, and now that I've said that, I actually need to consider if I want to move that Litecoin into Bitcoin like tonight. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I so don't want to use Shapeshift. I'm kind of stuck with Litecoin, but I don't want to go to Poloniex. Like I'll stay in Litecoin. I promised the community that I would hold on to the Litecoin, but I personally think that right now is a good time to convert your Litecoin to Bitcoin. I am almost. Okay, let me go back to the charts. All right, sorry, I got like 700 viewers now. Not tonight. Not tonight. Tomorrow. So to me, we have 50 minutes left. It's not going to happen today, right? So if tomorrow we start trading above 28.25 on Bitstamp, and if tomorrow, which is going to start in 1 hour, we start trading above 27.60 on Bitfinex, I would then consider converting all of my Litecoin into Bitcoin, because that's how bullish I would be that this Bitcoin cash scam is dead on arrival. All right. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that. Right. I'm telling you, I would do it if I was a trader, but I'm not a trader. I promised the community I would take Litecoin in donations, and I'm going to hold on to that Litecoin into next year. Okay. Well, maybe that's going to turn out to be the better investment, but because I want to support Litecoin, because now I'm taking the donations, I'll hold on to it. All right. But if I was a trader, I would, and those prices happened in the next 24 hours, I would be in Bitcoin. I would take my chances with Bitcoin, because once we get rid of this hard fork, I'm looking at major upside. All right. Next question. If there's a possibility that the big blockers can collude and 51% of the hash rate or more stop running BIP 141 post August 1st because they were waiting for the hard fork to get done, I don't think so. We would have seen signs of it by now. Again, I don't believe in collusion. I don't see why the miners would hate a $2,700 Bitcoin price today. Let's put it this way, right? If they do this, they will drop the Bitcoin price to probably $1,000. If they don't do it, they will probably raise the Bitcoin price to $4,000. So if you're a miner, you need to have some serious intent to screw the Bitcoin network. And while it's possible that Bitmain could be in business with the Chinese government and they have an incentive to do this. I'm not saying that they are, but there is a possibility. I don't believe it. Like I'm not subscribing to that. I don't subscribe to conspiracy theories, right? I don't think anyone's gonna mine this hard fork shit, and price goes up. Okay, and we will know this before SegWit lock-in, right? When is SegWit lock-in? Let me go to coins.dance. Coin.dance. I don't know what the day is. I know I still have my August 11th as the prime day. Yeah, so I don't know where the news is. I already forgot the other website that I was using for anyway. I don't know the latest statistics. Look, it's not going to be till August 8th or August 9th that we actually get SegWit. And so we will have like 3 or 4 days of cushion. And I think the price of Bitcoin will shoot up between August 3rd and the actual activation of SegWit. And there will be no economic incentive. And I mean none, no economic incentive for the miners to attack segregated witness by dropping off. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. I know I'm at 1 hour. I'm past 1 hour. I still want to get to your questions. I'm here for the community. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where am I? God, I really need someone helping me with questions here. Wow. Yeah, I have 700 viewers. Everyone's putting in questions. I don't know how many I'm actually going to get through. All right, let's see here. Shouldn't we just move the user? Well, you don't get to move the date, right? I mean, if there's 10% full hash rate on there that's going to move to mine this hard fork, it might slow down the creation of the real Bitcoin blocks that my August 11th date will come to fruition on the actual SegWit activation date. All right, next. I'll send pictures of how my miner setup went. Let me see if my family turned my miner back on. Probably not. Probably hate that thing. Nope, my miner is still off of my cabin. I'm gonna make sure to turn it on for, at least for the night. All right, next. Oh, I'm also thinking of turning ads on and monetizing this channel. After long discussions, I was almost convinced to turn ads on. I'm almost there, guys. And also, I'll be able to make it a super chat so people can tip and get their questions answered sooner than later. Because I have an endless list of questions here. How will we know when the market Bitcoin matures? You won't. How do you know when the internet market matured? You didn't. It just kind of happened. If the hashing power of a Bitcoin Cash scam is very low, is the fork guaranteed? Well, the fork is guaranteed the moment some idiot turns on the code. The question is, who's going to be mining it? Difficulty adjusts every 6 blocks. Okay, yeah, they just want to make sure that they get enough blocks mined. But if those blocks are worthless, who cares? Thank you for your donations, Olaf. Zero. I'm assuming it's true. I tend to trust people. Bad quality, especially in this space. All right, let's move on. Tone, so an article with this scenario, the Bitcoin Cash scam people, I'm not going to name people, with a lot of money, pick and dumped BCC and pump it while dumping BTC. Fine, then these people will get separated from valuable Bitcoin. I hope they do. I hope the rich people that are pushing for the Bitcoin Cash, I hope they sell all their Bitcoin and buy this nonsense. So the price can go from $300 to $3 faster than Bitcoin went from $1 to $30 back in 2011. I hope they do. Yeah, I'm back in New York. Why did I use the BTCE chart for Litecoin? Because it has a history. I'm all about the history. Like to me, Litecoin doesn't matter if it only has like 2 months of history. But yeah, if BTCE is no longer trading Litecoin, I shouldn't be using that. Am I still using that? I didn't even realize it. Yeah, so they're not trading it anymore, right? Wait, so what is this? Oh, that's a good point. Because the last time I looked at a Litecoin chart, BTC was still trading. That's a good point. I need to change that. Obviously, I need to change it, right? So what am I using? I have to go to Poloniex, right? I didn't even realize it. I don't trade Litecoin, guys. This is the problem with Bitcoin. That's funny. Poloniex it is. So we're going to Poloniex. Completely different Litecoin analysis. All my arrows are gone. This is why I hate this goddamn. Like, this is why I'm a traditional trader, guys. Everything is gone. All of my drawings, all this work, all the work that you saw on there with the cup and handle and the arrows and the history, not only the history of Litecoin prices, because it goes further on BTCE. Let me share screen. I'm not sharing screen again, right? So basically, here is what I had before. LTC, I had BTCE chart right here. Look, all my drawings, price history, all the way back to 2014, everything is set. BTCE is gone. It's never coming back. What do I have to do? Well, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go Litecoin. I gotta go Bitcoin, or is it LTC BTC? LTC BTC. I gotta find Poloniex. All my drawings are gone. The history is shorter. And this is why the crypto space is so frustrating to trade for a professional trader, because this is not normal. Those that have never traded professionally, to them, oh, this is normal. An exchange disappeared. All my money just disappeared. And the history of my prices has just disappeared. Perfectly normal. We'll just go to Poloniex. Guys, this is nuts. All right. This is why I don't trade this stuff and I only talk about it. So yeah. So looking at, I'm not doing Litecoin again. I'm going to update all my charts. I got to dump BTCE. I know why I had BTCE there, because it was the only one that made sense at the time. How the hell did I know that BTC was going to scam first and Poloniex is going to scam later? Could have been the complete opposite. Hey, you guys are the ones trading it, not me. Anyway, here we go. Right, cash position on this one, and oh, that's Bitcoin. Yeah, and a short position here. Okay, so here's the update. Litecoin was a short 2 days ago, right there. 728 on this candle, according to this indicator. When it got to a green 1, your short from the 3 would have been back to cash. When it got to a red 2, 2 days ago, you go short again. All throughout here, you're in cash. So according to this indicator, you should be short Litecoin versus Bitcoin on the daily chart, and you should be in cash on the long-term weekly chart. Okay? All right. Thank you for that, by the way. Now I got to go through all of my charting history and eliminate BTC. This is nuts. Like I have time for that. All right, let's move on. But thank you, Mahuko, for the comment. Question. Have I heard of the Glacier protocol? At one point, would you consider going beyond Trezor? I have not heard of the Glacier protocol. Sorry. I need to look that up, I guess. How will Ledger X affect the Bitcoin price? I don't know yet. I haven't thought about it. I don't think right now is the time. I already scammed all of you that this was going to be an hour or less. When SegWit activates after this signaling period, do you see a breakout in Bitcoin, or do you think it would hold back until after November? Oh, hell no. It's not holding back until after November. If anything, November is the sell, okay? I think that the most optimal time for Bitcoin to bust out is between August 3rd and SegWit activation. You have this small window where Bitcoin Cash scam dies, and you are guaranteed SegWit activation. You remember, SegWit activation isn't guaranteed, but it's the confidence. It's the confidence. The moment Bitcoiners and speculators and people like me can claim Bitcoin Cash is dead and SegWit is on the verge of happening, everybody and their mother and grandmother, and I mean that literally, is going to want to buy Bitcoin. I think next week's the week, guys. Next week, look, anything can happen, but I think next week's the week. Boom, up. And then there will be, some people will be a little nervous that shit can happen the day after SegWit activation next week. And then once those worries blow over, you got a nice, huge confidence boost all the way into September. Unless Bitcoin ABC or Bitcoin XYZ, or what I think is going to happen, their next push is going to be BA, Bitcoin Anonymous. They're going to say that Bitcoin is not anonymous enough, it's not fungible enough, we need to hard fork it. We have the one developer that used to scale, that used to scale Ataris back in the day. He knows what he's doing. He's going to scale Bitcoin. He's going to make it anonymous. Trust this guy, and he will get it all done. They're going to... Anyway, let me stop. Let me get back to the questions. So I think the best two windows for a Bitcoin pop are going to be between August 3rd or 4th into SegWit activation, and then after SegWit activation, when people have the confidence that Bitcoin is going to go up. All right, let's move on. I don't look at the order book. I don't look at how many shorts and how many longs there are. If someone is displaying like what they're doing in the future, they're either an amateur trader and they're an idiot, or they're someone smart and they're tricking you. So I don't know which one it is. So I don't bother looking and getting fooled. I trust the current price and the speculative environment that can drive that price. No. My miner isn't here. My miner is in is at my cabin, and where my family is during the summer, and they turned it off about an hour ago, and it's still off. Or it died. I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to mining. That shit is not simple. Being that Tesla is bleeding money, non-profitable, and basically lives off of government subsidies, do you think it would be a good short? No. Tesla's a terrible short. Amazon was bleeding money for 10 years. It's about to be the biggest company in the world. It's not about bleeding money. I was in a Tesla today. Not today, sorry. What am I saying? I was in a Tesla when I was in LA. Wow. If Bitcoin goes to 10K and they actually, put charging stations in the vicinity of New York City, you would think the biggest city in America would have a Tesla charging station, or at least more than one. We don't. Okay. There's one station by JFK. Otherwise, you got to build one in your garage. And I don't think they build garages on the 7th floor, which is where I'm living right now, and lived for a while. So no, I sat in a Tesla. That thing is amazing. It really is the future. The fact that it's bleeding money is irrelevant. I was sitting in a Tesla, and I used to make fun of Tesla stock every now and then, but no, I am not anymore. Hey guys, it doesn't matter if your company has never made money. It only matters the confidence. I think Tesla cars are going to take over the streets. The self-driving capabilities, the amenities, the comfort. I mean, it's top notch. It's top notch. I do not think it's a good short. I do not think it's a good short. It's like saying 7 years ago, Amazon's bleeding money. They can't do all this. Let's short it. Come on, no. Apple might be a short. I can't remember the last time they innovated something, right? Look, it's technology. Technology is about innovation. Tesla is innovating. Apple isn't. If if there is a stock that I don't understand why it continues to go up, it's Apple. Though it was proven to me this weekend by Thomas Hunt how much easier it is to install certain programs on Apple that I really, really, really wanted. But that's not enough. They have to innovate. You know, creating a fancy store is not really innovation. The iPhone, the tablet, the what else did they do? They did the iPod before the iPhone. Those were innovations. Those were innovations, guys. They got to innovate. They need another Steve Jobs. They need another Elon Musk. You got to innovate. All right, next. I can go on and on and on, but like I said, damn, my attempt to keep videos short isn't happening. Will BTC go down since so many people are going to trade to the other coins? No. If anything, BTC is going to pop because people are going to sell that garbage into Bitcoin. But right now it's suppressing the Bitcoin price for now, and then I'm expecting Bitcoin to pop like as of tomorrow. All right. Oh man, I also have to explain to like the financially inclined people in my family because they're seeing all of these like a family member that's like involved in a hedge fund. He sends me this like August 1st Bitcoin fork announcement. Probably, I forgot. I think it was the Bitcoin.com one, the one that he's like, so what's going to happen? What does this mean? I explained it all to him. And then he's like, well, shouldn't the price go down? And I said, well, if this was possible, it would have happened by now. The fact that the price is up means these guys are clowns. They're not going to be able to pull it off. And I still don't think they're even going to do it. And it's 2 days away. I don't care about Warren Buffett, guys. I really don't. $1 trillion bet. I don't know what his bet was. No, I don't believe that. Okay, so Warren Buffett says that active trading will never beat buy and hold. No, that's terrible. Here's what he should have said: active trading will never beat buy and hold for 90% of the people, maybe even 95% of the people. But trust me, there are people that beat buy and hold every year their entire life. Those people are few and far between, but you can't say that it's always the case. If you know what you're doing and you know how to arbitrage and you have specialties in the market, I believe I have a specialty in arbitraging options during earnings season. That's a very niche specialty. Get back to me in 10 years, and I will tell you if I beat the market every year for 10 years. So far, last 2 years, I've done way better than the market. Okay, and last year, the market was up 25%. All right. Is Bitcoin incompatible with socialism? You ask me another day. This is a long theoretical discussion. With the latest SEC statement, will hard forked coins from Bitcoin Core be treated as securities? Probably not. Probably not, because it's always been like in competition. So no, you will have to talk to a lawyer. My opinion is that hard forking Bitcoin will not make those coins a security. But if they create a CEO and they create a company, then maybe. Can I link the Monero chart? Sure. Hope you're still in the chat. I gotta start like what does it matter? Is this another BTCE chart? Hey, you're lucky this is a Poloniex chart. I just pasted it in the chat. You're lucky it's a Poloniex chart, because if that was a BTCE chart, all the people that were following me on Litecoin, all the charts that I've given them this entire year of Litecoin, they've now become useless because of BTC. Guys, there's a professional trading is professional trading. This is, but hey, it's the wild, wild west. Enjoy it, make money. You have to be nuts to short Bitcoin right now. Why is the possibility of a hard fork so easy to take the price down? Well, it hasn't taken it down. It just made it flat. It just prevented it from going up. Look, people get nervous. People get scared. People pull their money. If the hashing power of the Bitcoin Cash scam is very low in the beginning, is the... Oh, yeah, wait, I already did that question. Are people like reposting questions because I don't get to them enough? All right, I'm gonna like cherry pick these things. I don't care what John McAfee says. If you go to Munich, I am going to Munich. I'm going to talk more about my travel schedule on a different video. I'm already past time. In the beginning of the video, I said where I'm actually going. Yeah, guys. Like later this week, once you know what country I'm going to, reach out to me. I have not looked for places to stay in those countries yet. So let me know if anyone has, recommendations or friends with Airbnbs, or you have an extra room. I have not had time. I haven't even gotten flights yet, but I kind of know where I'm going. But I haven't actually looked for places to stay yet. I have no idea how to sell Bitcoin Cash. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to keep my Bitcoin in cold storage where it's safe. I'm not going to remove them, and then I'm not going to expose my private key to them get Bitcoin Cash. For all I know, I'm going to get a client to get Bitcoin Cash, import my freaking private key, and somehow end up losing my actual Bitcoin. I don't trust that shit. I'm not touching it. Look, I don't need the extra 0.2, 0.3 Bitcoin that badly that I'm going to spend, an entire day trying to figure it out and then be nervous about my real Bitcoin. I'm not touching it. You guys do it. And if you lose your actual Bitcoin chasing Bitcoin Cash scam, I'm going to laugh at you and I'm going to say, I told you so. Okay, that's all right. I'm like seeing questions repeated. Yeah, this is why, Rich, need you, man. All right, I'm just looking at the same questions over and over again at this point, and my chat just jumped. Yeah, this is actually difficult to do. Like, if I'm not looking at the chat in real time, it's actually hard to pick up questions. Amazon or Google? I like them both. I like both Amazon and Google. I still like LinkedIn. I mean, they're good. Just keep going up. Not LinkedIn. Sorry, what am I saying? LinkedIn is done. LinkedIn got bought out by Microsoft. I didn't mean LinkedIn. I meant Facebook. It's amazing how many people talk shit about Facebook and how it's like stealing all of your money as a content creator. All you had to do was buy Facebook stock. Facebook stock was $20 5 years ago. Facebook stock is almost $200. You would have made 10 times your money. All you had to do was buy Facebook stock instead of bitching that they're stealing your content and sharing your information. And that we need to create steam it because Facebook is cheating us. Go buy their stock. You make the same money like Zuckerberg at the same rate with the stock. He just has more of it. All right, I'm just going to randomly. If I see a question, I'll just grab it. I got like 5 more minutes. No, I don't want volunteers. I actually want like real interns that are accountable to their college. Or I'm gonna pay people to be. I need to pay for an assistant because I don't think a college intern can be a real assistant. So this is another reason why I'll probably turn on monetization on this channel so that the monetization can pay for like a personal assistant, like an executive assistant, for just for me, like read my email and get back to people, basically, and set up my schedule and connect with conferences. So I'll probably turn on monetization so I can pay for that, so I can be more available to people. And then I'm going to try and get interns from college that are, I don't want volunteers. Every volunteer I ever had within a week realized, why the hell am I wasting my time volunteering? So that's not going to fly. So I would need like at least a multi-month commitment from a college student where I can then call their advisor and tell them, don't ever give this kid an internship if the kid is slacking. So I need some kind of an accountability. I've managed people. I've worked with like interns and in the corporate space, and I'm not really interested in volunteers, guys. Small things like compiling questions and stuff. I would rather get like a real intern. Coinbase is asking for 72 hours advance to withdraw. Right. My best thinking tells me they have a complicated process to get the coins out of cold storage. You want this. If you're storing your money with Coinbase, you want them to have the most advanced, most complicated process to get your coins out of cold storage. So they are not going to immediately send your coins out. If you don't want that, don't use Coinbase. I'm actually on their side here. I just think it's dumb that their users of their wallet did not know this. If my speculation is correct and it's taken them this long to get it out of cold storage for safety reasons, they are they're idiots for not informing their users last year that this is the situation. Do I agree with the policy? Sure. But they're idiots for you not knowing the policy. Again, assuming my guess of their policy is accurate. Well, I guess the best way to apply for an internship is with your college, and then contact me. And if you're somehow, or I will contact your college. I'm about to rent like office space so that I have a business address that will allow me to claim a business, that this is like an actual business, and to get an actual intern. I mean, if I can, like I said, either I'm paying people or their college knows that they're interning for me. That's what I'm really looking for. All right, I think I need to cut this video. It's getting way too long again, and don't really see too much. I think I'm at the bottom of the chat, not too many questions. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm closing out with 600 viewers. We broke 700 viewers this episode. Thank you for your donations, Bitcoin and Litecoin. Thank you to the private consulting clients. I have to get back to a bunch of you. I pushed everything into this week because I'm home. I probably shouldn't do anything on Tuesday because it's August 1st. But other than that, email me. If you just email me a bunch of questions and I don't answer them right away, I'll probably never answer them because the email gets immediately lost based on the amount of traffic that comes in. I still try to read all the comments. I try to go to my spam folder. A lot of your comments end up in spam. If you put a link, I try to bring them back out. I don't censor comments unless they're unreasonably derogatory or they're actual spam. So if anyone accuses me of censorship, they are liars. I let everything go. I don't mind criticism, but I'm not going to waste my time listening to it. All right, certain criticism. All right, and go to the World Crypto Network. We're gonna do huge things. Huge things. I'm expecting a lot from that channel. I'm gonna try to help Thomas build that channel into the World Crypto Network. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all on the next one.